Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which earlier today released the first official trailer.
I, I am happy because Mitch kept saying it was going to be trash.
I never said this
Yeah,
movie.
you did. You did.
Say this movie was going to be trash.
Yeah, you did. Don't make me go get the Twitter pics.
Go get the right now. I need to do this. I never said
Okay.
this
I'll get them.
movie. I did
I'll be right back.
cool evidence. I want that shit printed and laminated.
He's gone photoshopping fake things like they do of Sapphire things we post. Look what you said. I was like, that's clearly photoshopped and out of context, but sure. So here's the thing. I was expecting this movie to look good and to be good. But when this trailer wraps up, I was just blown away with how much love and care Marvel and Sony seem to have put into this animated film.
It looks like a comic book. Like they're using actual comic book techniques. Like you got the whole pinpoint shading. You got the little editor's note for like speech bubbles or thought bubbles. Like I don't know. It looks like something special.
It does. Now, the weird thing I think about it is, and I actually like it, but if you watch it, there's almost like this deliberate attempt to make the frame rate a little bit skippy, almost like how they do in the Lego movies, and I think that lends a certain amount of quality and uniqueness to it as well.
Yeah, aren't they trying to emulate stop motion as well?
I think they might be.
Yep.
That's what I got from it.
Yeah, and they have that, and on top of it, like if you look at the out of focus stuff, like there's like a weird old style 3D, like where you have just the flat colored overlays coming off people. Like, so if you look at Peter's shoulder when they're in the restaurant, like it's I think it's green and yellow or something like that. Just a weird, old 3D effect coming up. But...
Well, it's also a very vibrant movie. Like the colors just pop everywhere. Like it looks like someone took some acid or the Blade Runner-y stylized look of the future. Like it was very different looking. Which once again, when it comes to this movie coming out only a few weeks after Venom, I think we know which one's going to be the huge success. So, now let's dive into some of the story elements. What did you guys think of the story that they're presenting here? And I love, honestly, how Miles' dad is presented.
Same. They definitely changed, or it looks like they changed a few things.
They changed it because Miles' dad was, I think, was it undercover Shield agent?
Didn't that come later on?
Well, it was in the original run. I think it was hinted at, but it never went anywhere until he got integrated into the main Marvel universe.
Yeah,
that was the only thing,
wasn't he? Like in the first.
Yeah. It was hinted at because I think there was there was a callback to when Aaron and Jefferson were working undercover for Shield, trying to pin something down on Kingpin, but it never went anywhere after that.
Yeah. See, I can't remember. I know, I can remember him being Shield recently. It's like, Bendis is.
It was just hinted at him being undercover, like a double agent for Shield, but not officially a Shield agent until the current run.
All I can remember of the old stuff is that him and Aaron,
But I can't remember which. I know this is not actual Peter; it's an AU Spider-Man, but I can't remember which Spider-Man this one is. The one that wears sweatpants and one Timberland boot. That's gonna be his teacher.
It's probably just gonna be Peter Parker and not
because there is a Spider-Man that is essentially that.
Just for this one, they're just gonna go with it's just Peter Parker. This is
Well, I mean, they don't want to tie themselves down and be like, "Hey, it's the Tobey Maguire verse." It's it's their own slightly version. Because I mean, it's not like it's the ultimate version of Miles, right? Like they're obviously changing elements around, which I think you need to do that for the translation from the page to the big screen, obviously, because I don't think it's like a 1-to-1. I don't think that would work.
Obviously, it's an adaptation because we don't even see Gank anywhere in this trailer. It's just Miles as himself going to a prep school, which is really, really interesting to see if they take it a little bit further in to see what life is like at the prep school, and not just cut to when Miles and Peter are interacting.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to know is in the teaser we saw Parker's gravestone. But in this, Spider-Man is clearly around at that time.
So, do you think it's maybe the Peter Parker of the Ultimate Universe is dead? Like, that's what they're implying because he's going to be jumping into the Spider-Verse. He meets with a different one to train him? Because that's the only thing I can think of.
That's more the consensus of what people are saying is that in this trailer here, we see that in the beginning, Ultimate Peter and Miles meet during the Goblin fight. And in the other trailer, and the beginning of the first trailer, we see that there's a tombstone for him. Obviously, he dies at a certain point in the movie, and that the Spider-Man that he meets is not the Peter he knows, but they know that there needs to be a Spider-Man. So there's only one person that can teach him, is that one.
Yeah.
I suppose that kind of fits in with there's a line Peter says in this, or is it Miles, where it's like, this is different universes. There's only one, and it's not the one you know.
Yeah. He says, I think it was I think it's like the universe there's only one Spider-Man, but this is a completely different one.
Yeah.
Well, what I like is it opens them up to use more Spider characters, and I know not a lot of people watch the current Marvel Spider-Man cartoon, and it varies in quality from week to week, and sometimes it dips real low, and it's usually right around middle level, but like that show introduces spiders every freaking episode. Like I'm like at the point where I'm like, who's who? Like everybody's a spider at this point. So it seems they want that toy marketing. I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they obviously play off of that in the later part of the trailer where we see Peter and Miles training with the web slinging, and we see Spider-Gwen show up, and even that Spider-Man doesn't know who Spider-Gwen is because he asks, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Let's say the right name. It's Ghost Spider now.
Fine.
Can't have confused marketing. It is
I
Ghost
think
Spider.
I'm the only one who's always hated calling her Spider-Gwen. I was like, that's so dumb. You automatically narrow what her name is. I was like, so I like Ghost Spider, honestly. I might be in the minority, but I really like that name more, so.
It was only her title that was called Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
Because she's Spider Woman in that series.
Right.
So you couldn't two at the same time. But Spider-Gwen is what it is. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But I do see, like I saw on Twitter after I watched the trailer, some of her fans are getting kind of mad because she's not wearing Converse, she's wearing ballerina shoes.
She wears Converse?
Yeah, in her actual comic series, she wears Converse.
I haven't read Spider-Gwen since the original first run in like the first 5 issues or something, so.
I don't remember Converse in that, so.
Yeah.
I just got green slip-ons. But, I mean, who cares really? But I don't know. There's a line in this where he says it's actually in that same scene. There's more Spider-Man.
You mean the Comic-Con jam?
Yeah, and Parker says, "Wait till Comic-Con." It's like, are they being meta there and saying Con's going to have more of them?
Probably.
I think so. Yeah, because just being real from how I've seen the marketing. Like in the last year from Marvel, like Spider-Punk is going to be in this movie, I guarantee it, because he has toys now. I've seen a poster with him front and center. I've seen him marketed for like the video game. So it's like, I think they're going to definitely announce that he's somehow in this and show him off at like Comic-Con or something, because once again, that character has a unique, different style and look, and they've been pushing all these different versions of Spider-Man everywhere. So it's really not going to surprise me if there are more revealed at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'll 5 hypothetically.
It could be a Comic-Con, but also I forget like next week is E3.
Oh yeah.
And they have Spider-Man that's going to be on full display at Sony's press conference, so they might try to drum up hype for both the movie and the video game at the same time.
I'm going to put money down that the Neon Genesis Spider is going to be in this movie, because why wouldn't you have it in there? That's getting the push as well.
Oh, you mean was her name Spider or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, who do you guys think is going to be the villain of the story?
Isn't it Ultimate Goblin, Aaron, and Kingpin?
Yeah, because that's what it seems to be shown. I'm like, I wonder if there's something more, because once again, they're dealing with Spider-Verse. I'm like, did they bring in like Morlin and all those dudes, or?
I hope not.
Don't start off like that. Make it relatively small first.
Like if you could do that, have that in the third one or something, then you can bring the Spider-Verse thing full circle. But I don't know, now, try and keep it as small and personal as possible. You don't need necessarily a villain. Have someone in the background. Like keep the focus on Miles.
Yeah, you don't need to Amazing Spider-Man the hell out of this on the first outing, you know? Which, yeah.
Oh, one was it? Someone here. Well, John says, which alternate Spider-Person would you like to see more of in Spider-Verse film, or in the Spider-Verse film?
I'm gonna stick with the Genesis one. It looks cool. It's different.
Yep. Like, I would honestly like to see 2099 show up.
I guarantee. I bet.
Just because I feel like he needs his own movie, because it'd be so different and unique and stylized. I think they could pull it off. And if there's one place you want to test out a 2099, this is it. This is where you put it in, like when any spider can show up at anything and really make his best impression. So,
also, this style of animation for a 2099 would be incredible.
Oh God! Oh.
Like, this is insane as it is. Like, have that, but with like all future stuff. Like,
yeah.
Something.
And you're not limited to actual actors or anything, so you just imagine how crazy they could go with CG and making the city look grandiose and stuff. Oh my God. Yeah, it'd be quite amazing. So.
Yeah, just for me personally, that's like the interactions between both Peter and Miles, to where like this Peter's so broken down that he can't even order a burger and has to mooch off of a kid for a free meal.
Also, the actor for this, the guy from New Girl, I can't remember his name. I want to say it's like Jake Nicholson or something like that. Is a really good choice. Like, it's a really different Peter Parker voice.
See, that's the only thing I didn't like. I didn't like his voice. I was like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe it'll be better in the final, but like in the trailer, I just wasn't feeling it so far.
Like, it was a bit different at first. It's just like, oh, this isn't, like, as it went on and you see his face and he's got grey hair and the stubble, it's like, actually, no, I really like this type of Peter.
Mm.
Of course, he'd be going grey because of all the stress.
Yeah. So I guess that's going to wrap up our talk on the whole Spider-Verse and, and pretty much everything we're going to be talking about here. Once we know more, of course, this is going to pop up in more topics, which brings us to our next topic. So,